Imagine a massive construction site, humming with the sound of heavy machinery, not the typical roar of diesel engines, but a surprisingly quiet, clean energy revolution. What if the future of building our cities was not powered by fossil fuels, but by the most abundant element in the universe, hydrogen? Could this shift save the environment, our health, and transform a whole industry? For over a century, construction has relied on diesel, from generators to cranes, excavators to site offices. Diesel has fueled progress, but at a cost. Traditional construction sites are notorious for pollution, spewing out tons of carbon dioxide and pushing respiratory illnesses higher in urban communities. The World Health Organization warns that air pollution, much of it from diesel engines, claims millions of lives every year. But now, something remarkable is happening. In Somerset, England, the Bridgwater Tidal Barrier project is testing the limits of green technology. Instead of running site offices and welfare units on noisy diesel generators, they have launched a 12-month experiment powered by solar panels, hydrogen fuel cells, and advanced battery storage, all completely off the grid. In the first 4 months alone, the site generated 16,000 kilowatt-hours of clean power, over 6,600 from solar, 9,100 from hydrogen, and just 300 from backup batteries. That's a savings of around 20,000 liters of diesel and 53 tons of carbon dioxide emissions, equivalent to driving 195,000 miles in a diesel car. The benefits go beyond just numbers. Without diesel, there's hardly any noise, no risk of spills, and the air is cleaner for workers in the community. As Joe Driffield, a senior engineer at the Environment Agency, puts it, this trial is a big step forward in helping us realize our net zero goals. It also demonstrates the demand for green hydrogen, which is critical to decarbonizing construction. It's not just a local experiment. Around the world, the construction industry is facing immense pressure to clean up its act. Global investments in green hydrogen projects have reached $26 billion this year alone. By the end of this decade, construction is projected to need 1.5 million tons of hydrogen every single year. According to the U.S. Department of Energy, switching to hydrogen fuel cells can cut emissions by up to 95%. Add to that a projected 25% annual growth in hydrogen-powered equipment, and you have a market poised for transformation. But the road to a hydrogen-powered construction future isn't smooth. The technology is promising, but costs are still high. As Professor David Seaborn of Cambridge University warns, the key to hydrogen adoption lies in reducing production costs and developing robust infrastructure. Right now, hydrogen fuel cells are expensive, and refueling infrastructure is sparse, even in advanced economies. Battery electric machines also compete for attention, sometimes offering better economics for smaller tasks. There's also the question of reliability and performance. Can hydrogen-powered excavators and cranes really match diesel's muscle for massive infrastructure projects? And what will it take for contractors to invest in new equipment and fueling solutions, which can cost millions up front? Industry leaders voice both optimism and caution. Dr. Emma Lindley of the Hydrogen Council says, hydrogen is crucial for decarbonizing hard-to-abate sectors like construction, requiring collaborative efforts. Meanwhile, John Butterworth from Progressive Energy emphasizes, hydrogen has the potential to provide a zero-carbon alternative, but it requires government support and investment. All eyes are now on the results of these pioneering projects. If the Bridgwater trial succeeds, could it prove that hydrogen and renewables can power even the most demanding construction sites? Or will high costs, technical challenges, and industry inertia slow down the green revolution on the ground? So, what does the future really look like if hydrogen gains ground on construction sites across the globe? Imagine a world where the deafening rumble and fumes of diesel engines are replaced by silent, clean machines powered by green hydrogen. It sounds like science fiction, but it could be closer than we think, if we can clear some serious hurdles. Experts paint several plausible scenarios. In the most optimistic vision, governments roll out robust subsidies and carbon taxes, pushing diesel out of the market. Hydrogen fuel cells and mobile refueling trucks become as common on sites as hard hats. The International Energy Agency predicts hydrogen demand in construction could reach 1.5 million tons per year by the end of this decade. That's a tidal wave of change, a true industry revolution. But it won't come easy. As Professor David Seaborn from Cambridge University warns, the key to hydrogen adoption lies in reducing production costs and developing robust infrastructure. Right now, green hydrogen is still far more expensive to produce than diesel. Without government support and strategic investments, the industry risks stalling before it reaches the tipping point. On the flip side, Battery electric equipment is racing forward as well. Isabella Mariani from Bloomberg Neff notes, hydrogen fuel cells offer a long-term solution for construction equipment, but face competition from battery electric alternatives. Some projects, especially smaller sites, may leapfrog directly to battery systems, leaving hydrogen for the heavy-duty jobs diesel once dominated. Yet, there's enormous opportunity. The market for hydrogen-powered construction equipment is already worth around $500 million this year and is growing at a rate of 25% annually. If innovation continues, the construction sector could slash up to 95% of its current carbon emissions, according to the U.S. Department of Energy. Cities like Oslo are even mandating zero-emission sites by the year 2025, setting a precedent for urban projects worldwide. Here's where it gets personal. What does all of this mean for you? Whether you work in construction, invest in green tech, or simply care about a cleaner future. First, awareness is key. These early trials in England and elsewhere are not just isolated experiments, they're blueprints for what's possible on a global scale. If you're part of the industry, now is the time to explore new pilot projects, seek partnerships with innovators, and push for policy changes that support cleaner energy. For investors, the accelerating growth of hydrogen technology, $26 billion in global green hydrogen projects this year alone, signals a sector on the brink of transformation. For everyone else, these stories are a reminder that the push for sustainable cities and safer workplaces is not abstract. When construction sites run on clean energy, they cut toxic air pollution in nearby neighborhoods and reduce health risks for workers and families alike. Even small changes, like switching to hydrogen-powered site offices, can have outsized impacts. So, can hydrogen truly scale up and replace diesel on large construction sites? Here's the honest answer. The potential is undeniable, but it will take years of relentless innovation, government support, and industry-wide collaboration to get there. As Dr. Emma Lindley from the Hydrogen Council says, hydrogen is crucial for decarbonizing hard-to-abate sectors like construction, requiring collaborative efforts. The secret fact? Some major projects are already leading the charge. The Lower Thames Crossing project in the UK, for example, is aiming for a 70% emission reduction by 2027 using hydrogen and renewables. And JCB's hydrogen combustion engines have already logged more than 22,000 hours of rigorous real-world testing, proving that this technology is far from a distant dream. The green hydrogen revolution in construction is underway, but its ultimate success depends on the choices we make today. Will your company be part of the next breakthrough? If you found this story inspiring or have thoughts on hydrogen's future, leave a comment below, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the technologies shaping our world. The race